it pumps, it discharges high pressure, high temperature gas, right?
Okay.
See there, it discharges high pressure, high temperature gas
Yes, sir.
into the condenser. All right. When the high pressure, high temperature gas goes into the condenser, the high pressure, high temperature gas changes to high pressure, high temperature liquid before it leaves the condenser. When it leaves the condenser, it goes to the filter. The filter is there to absorb any moisture
Okay.
and liquid that is in the system, right? Then it goes to the metering device. If it is in the auto AC, you call it thermostatic. If you are in this cold room system, you call it thermostatic expansion valve, right? This is a capillary tube because it's a domestic freezer, and the capillary tube restrict the flow at the high pressure, high temperature gas, right? Restrict the flow. So by the time it reaches into the evaporator, it becomes low pressure, low temperature liquid. When in the evaporator is low pressure, low temperature liquid, that is where the cooling, and if it is AC, will take place, or if it is a freezer, the freezing will take place. But it cannot leave the evaporator as low pressure, low temperature liquid. It has to leave, so it changes to low pressure, low temperature gas before it leaves the evaporator and goes back through the suction line. Where in the accumulator here, the wet gas, that's the low pressure, low temperature wet gas, is dried out before it actually go back into the compressor through the suction valve as low pressure, low temperature gas. So it leaves as high pressure gas and then it return back as low pressure, low temperature gas.
It's like a circulation.
Yes, so it's a cycle. It's a cycle. It goes through the discharge line into the condenser. It converts to low pressure, low temperature, high pressure, high temperature liquid. Then it leaves the condenser where through the filter, get to the capillary where it boils off, where the restriction takes place to cool it down, to bring it down from the high pressure liquid to the low pressure liquid for it to cool down. By the time it gets up there, it becomes cool. Right, so when it gets into the evaporator, it is as low pressure, low temperature liquid. That time for freezing and cooling, it goes in as low pressure, low temperature liquid. But any cooling or freezing to take place. In the evaporator, it changes back to low pressure, low temperature gas.